Good morning, y'all. All right, here I am. I am actually in the room that's right next to my office, okay? And I have some Pilates equipment in here, but my point in doing all this for you and here this morning is that this is a really small room, okay? So there's not a lot of space, so we have to really be intentional and get creative with what we're going to be doing to work core and work balance, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do the standing stuff for you first, and then I'm going to come over here and lie down and show you a couple of other core challenges that you can do today, okay? And yes, we are going to do a different variety of the plank. So I hope you've been practicing your planks. I would love to see you be able to add time to however long you're doing your plank now, okay? It's always important to set a goal for yourself with that. So even if you're just starting out, say, and you can barely knock 30 seconds out with a plank, then think about doubling it. Think about maybe tripling it, or think about how long can you possibly hold it, okay? I won't tell you there's a certain period of time that you should hold it, because the longer you can do it, the better. But it's important to keep in mind what your technique is. So if you think, well, I can already do it for 2 minutes, I can already do it for a little bit more, then I really want you to think long and hard about your technique, and we'll go over that when we get to that part, okay? So first exercise, okay? This is called a Woodshop. So, and if you know me, you know I like to do these because they're very functional, they're very useful. Now today, I don't have a weight, I have a textbook. This is going to be the resistance that I'm going to use, okay? So if you have a hand weight or a weight plate, great. But if you don't, I want you to find something heavy, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do core first, but we're going to work balance into core at the same time, okay? So check this out. I've got my textbook here in front of me. It's a fairly thick one, okay? I'm going to stand on one foot, okay? So I'm going to slide this back a little bit so you can see me a little bit better, okay? Yep, that's better. So I've got my textbook in front of me. So what I'm going to do is pick up one leg, okay? I'm going to hold it out in front of me. I'm going to start with my book to the corner, okay? And I'm going to move it this way, okay? Just like so. All right, 2, we're going to go for 10. 3, I want you to go intentionally slow. 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Okay, so here's your balance. Not only have you got your leg up while you're doing that, check this out. I'm taking my leg out to the side and my arms up overhead, and this is called a star pose, okay? So I want you to practice that. Yesterday, remember, we did the Warrior 3, which is also another good balance challenge to do, okay? But the key with this one is to lean to the side just a little bit, okay? The more you can lean, the better, okay? Now what I want to make sure that you're not doing is this, and you're bending over, okay? So if this is all you got, or if you got to make it even smaller, then that's totally fine, okay? But your challenge is to hold that for at least 30 seconds, okay? And if you can do more, that's even better. Shoot for 45 seconds or even a minute if you can do that, okay? Another tip that you can do to make that particular challenge harder is to get your glutes involved more. So try to squeeze your butt, push your hips forward, okay? And that'll really intensify the burn and how it feels, okay? So I want you to do that on both sides, and I want you to do it at least twice, okay? All right, so challenge 2. Here is your step up. Okay, this is also core, consider core and balance, okay? I'm going to step on my table, but keep in mind my table is only about maybe the distance between 1 and 2 steps, okay? It's not real high. So if that's too high for you, then my recommendation would be to go use 1 step on the bottom of a flight of stairs, okay? And you can do that as well, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step up. I've got 1 foot up on my table, okay? I'm going to start with my arms over my head, and what I'm going to do is stand up and stand down, okay? That's how I work my balance. Now the key with that is to do your step ups and count to 3 before you put your foot back down, okay? 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, okay? Now, here's a way to get your core involved. Start by kicking the leg up behind you, okay? Right here. Get the leg up behind you so you feel your glutes get involved, and then step down, okay? All right, so I want you to get 10 on each side, okay? Either way, you can add the glute lift if you want, but that's not required. But you need to do at least 2 sets of that, hopefully 3, okay? All right, so next challenge, I'm gonna do lying down before I show you the next plank variety, okay? So I'm gonna lay down here on my table, but keep in mind, the floor is fine too, okay? Use a mat, use a beach towel, whatever works for you, okay? So I'm gonna lie down here, okay? My head's all the way at the end, okay? All right, I'm gonna start with my knees up over my hips like this, and I'm gonna take my arms overhead, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll up like so, okay? And then I'm gonna extend my arms and my legs like this. If that is too much core involvement for you, then take your hands overhead, bend your knees, and let your feet just drop, okay? But do not let your feet touch the floor, okay? So here we go. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, okay? We're sticking to 10 again for our number, okay? Now, challenge 2, right behind this one. I'm gonna ask you to straighten the legs and pause and hold it, okay? If you've taken any Pilates, we refer to this as a teaser, okay? So lower the legs, bring the head and shoulder blades off the floor, and just pause here and count, okay? So your challenge is to see how long you can hold it, okay? I would recommend starting with maybe 10, 1,000, 2, 1,000. If that's too much, then start with 5, okay? Point being is that when you're focused on the core, you can really focus on the intensity, okay? All right, so our last challenge, okay, is a side plank, okay? So keep in mind, we've already learned how to do a plank with our forearms down, okay? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start on my side so you can see the options, okay? So what I'm gonna do is start with my knees down like so, okay? Here's your low option. Knees, options are always fine. Keep that in mind, okay? So I'm gonna lift my hips like this, push my hips forward, take one arm overhead, and voila, I'm here, okay? You can make this harder by extending the top leg. If you want more, then what you can do is come off your knees and hold like so, okay? All right, the other thing you can do is lift the hips up and down like this, okay? All right, so you've got 4 choices there for your side plank. You can start here with just the hips off the floor, which is the easiest option, okay? You can extend one leg, you can go both legs, and then you can add the hip lifts to it, okay? Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to hold the side plank first for 30 seconds. Then I want you to pick an option, whether it's straight leg, both legs, or hip lifts, okay? And do that. So your option, if you're doing the straight leg and both legs, is to hold it another 30 seconds if you can, or you can do 15 of the hip lifts. And I want you to do those on the other side as well, okay? So that's your challenge today. Short and sweet and to the point. Remember, if you can get a 30-second cardio interval in between, you can do jacks, you can run in place, okay? If you're taking a walk around your office or doing the steps, maybe you can factor all of that in somehow, okay? So don't think that it has to be difficult, because it really doesn't, okay? It's just a matter of setting your intention and deciding that you're gonna take that time for you, okay? Because our whole point with this challenge is to help you feel better so that you can have the energy that you want and the energy that you need to have the life that you want, okay? So make it a great Friday, guys. I'll be looking forward to hearing how you do, okay? Bye.